Hello, everyone. I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota in the U.S. And I'm here to bring you a live paper crafting class. It is Wednesday, April 16th, 2025 at 11 a.m. Central Time as I'm coming to you live. And I thank you all for joining me if you are on the live. Yay, we have a big group today. We have a fun fold card. Those are always popular. People love to do fun folds. This one I'm calling the Strip Closure Z-Fold card. I've heard it called different names, but I'm going to tell you, well, I'll show it to you and then I'll tell you why I called it the way I called it. But anyways, it's a fun one and it may be one that you've seen before. I'm going to be using the Otterly Adorable suite of products. Actually, just a couple of the items from that suite. I'm going to be using the stamp set and I'll be using the designer paper. Now the designer paper is sticking around as an online exclusive product, but the stamp set and the coordinating dies, which I thought I was going to use in the project, which is why they're in the supply list, but I didn't use them, I guess. Those two items are saying goodbye. They're on the last chance list. So, and as of this morning, I checked and they were still there in the US market. So I hope that I'm not sharing this too late for all of you who are watching, maybe in a different market or on the afterlive, because you'll want to get parts and pieces of this suite. It's so adorable, just like it says. Anyways, a big welcome to those of you who are new. I hope that you stay and you tune in. It's going to be a fun time. And to all of you returning viewers, I appreciate you so much. And I especially appreciate those of you who are supporting my channel monetarily. We have a fun exclusive live that we do each month towards the end of the month. And I thank you all. Those members stand out in the live comments with this little rhinestone next to their name that grows and grows and grows as they become a member longer. They also get special emojis to use and lots of other fun things. So you'll want to check out the join perks if you want to take part in that. I'm wearing a new wig today. This is a wig, not a topper. This is the Dalgona 23. When you see 23 or 16 or whatever, that's usually like the length if it's written in the name of the wig or the topper. So it's Dalgona 23. Look how long this is, you guys. I had it behind my head, but look at that. Holy cow. I call it my date wig. But it is in the color Brown Sugar Sweet Cream, and it's by BelleTress. So if you're interested, I do not get any commission when I share these, but I know a lot of my viewers also experience thinning hair or hair loss. It's just a tough thing, right? So have fun with it. Wear wigs, wear toppers, have fun. Anyways, that is the information on that. And what else do I want to tell you? Oh, Trisha Josephs. Yay for Trisha. We need her so badly because she is so useful. She answers questions for us and she's fun. She's very helpful. She is my moderator. She comes back each week on Wednesdays and sometimes on my extra lives that I do on Saturdays, Fridays, that sort of thing. But anyway, she's here today with us to answer questions, to guide you in the right direction. She has a little wrench symbol next to her name. So if you do have questions while we're live, because I have a problem, if I look at the live comments as I'm going too much, I get distracted. And then I get flustered and I don't know what I'm doing. So anyway, she's here to be my second me, and she's an amazing person. So thank you, Trisha. We will be drawing for prize winners too. So when you comment during the live, and you'll want to be logged into your Google or YouTube account so that you can do that. When you comment, you get entered into the live prize drawing, and then we also have a prize drawing that we do with comments from the after live. So from last week's live, I've already drawn a winner from that, and we'll do prizes at the end. I'm going to show you the supply list, and thank you for your comments, you guys. I'm glancing every once in a while at the comments, and you guys are so sweet to me. I'm glad that you like it. It's a fun one. That's the thing. You can change your look completely by just changing your hair. Oh, we're going to have the same issue we had last time. So I have this button that is glitching on me when I need to put my extra little image of me at the top. And it's glitching. So how fun is that? We're going to take a little bit longer time today. And I'm going to do this too so it stands out a little bit more. But this is the PDF that you can print out. You can get this from my blog post that will go live in a little over an hour at 12:15 p.m. Central Time. It's a one-page PDF. It has the measurements, the supplies, and they are clickable. So you can hover over the top and it will guide you to where you can find them in the online store. And then of course, photos and the title and the date. So it's a really helpful reference sheet. It doesn't give you the directions, but it helps guide you to where you can find that video again, find that blog post again, and come back and redo the card with me, okay? So let's go to the desktop. I am going to move this out of my way. Okay, let's bring in, and I'm going to zoom in a bit here. Yeah, it's still glitching. It'll glitch the whole entire time. I might have to reach out to Switcher Studio and figure out what's going on here. But and my focus isn't working either. You guys can't see these things, but I'm having some technical issues. Oh joy. We're going to see if we can clean off that camera lens, see if that works. Oh, will this be fun if we just have a camera that doesn't work here? There's always something, isn't there, you guys? This is just crazy. Okay, let's try this. I'm just gonna bring you guys over there and maybe it'll start to focus. This is the card that we're gonna make. See, when I bring it further away, it goes out of focus. That's odd. What if I just put this picture, oopsie, just this one in there? Will it focus now? That's so weird. Oh no. We can't demonstrate if we can't see it. Come on, silly camera. I'm going to pull this off of here for a minute so you can see everything on my desk. Hang on, let me come back. Okay. Oh, well, maybe that was done. Let's try this. I don't know, maybe I saw a button on my camera. Let's see if that works. Oh, that worked. Gotta love it. Okay, we're back. We're back in the game as long as I can make this button come back here. Okay, here's the card. And it's focusing, right? Okay, here we go. This is the card that we're going to make. Now, this is the reason why I called it the Strip Closure Z-Fold. First of all, you may have seen cards like this where these strips are going across, but there's no thing on the top, right? And these pieces are, the side pieces are not a Z-fold. They're just a gate, okay? So they open like this, and these strips kind of cross over each other and close. Okay, but this is not a gatefold. This is a Z-fold, and the strips have a little closure on top. So that's why I called it the Strip Closure Z-Fold card. It's kind of like a double Z-fold, right? But when you look up double Z-fold cards, they're the ones that have the, they're like a Z-fold here, right? And then you have another Z-fold on the inside, and it's not like it's not doing the gate thing. So anyways, that's the reasoning. So this Strip Closure Z-fold card does have this panel on top. It does not have an extra panel on the back because I didn't feel like it needed it. I felt like that just added extra bulk. And so a lot of the cards I've seen have that extra layer back there. Don't need it. You can have a card that is slightly less than 4 inches in this direction and still fit into our medium envelopes, right? Normally we want this to be 4 1/4, but it could be 4. It could be 4 1/8. It could be 4 1/4. And hey, if it's 4 inches, it works with the European and the South Pacific measurements with the A4 letter size paper, no, A4 paper, right? So yeah, so hopefully these instructions will work for you. I also decided not to make these even sizes, and this is why. Let's go ahead and start cutting. Actually, let me show you this too. These are the dies and the stamps, the bundle basically, and this bundle was still available too, I want to say. So if you have not gotten these things yet, you can save and get the bundle because you save 10% when you buy the two together. But Otterly Amazing Stamp Set is what I'll be using. And then you have these dies. The dies can cut out, like, you know, as a frame. It can frame some of these imagery pieces in here. You got a log. So cute. You have little fish, little bubbles, some algae, little tiny, more fish, different sizes, some rocks. It's a fun suite. So, and then this is the paper. So these are the two items that I'm using, the stamp set and the paper. In fact, we're going to be using this paper, so I'm glad I put it on top. Let me zoom out just a tad so you can see. So here you have the different papers that come in this suite. Look at those cute otters. They're so cute. That's the same one I just shared with you. Then we have this one, which I think is different from the ones I've shared so far. Yes, it is. And there is one more in here. I think it's the rock one. Oh yeah, it's a full big scene, but I don't think I have a full sheet of it anymore. Oh yes, I do. Here's the full sheet. So there you go. There's a scrapbook page right there. You just have to put photos on it. All right, we're gonna take and shove this out of the way. We're gonna bring in our Coastal Cabana. And yes, I chose Coastal Cabana cardstock, even though it's not listed as one of the coordinating colors in the paper. So when you get your paper packs, on the back side, they list coordinating colors, which is great, very helpful. But Coastal Cabana is just kind of like a more intense pool party sometimes. It depends on what what papers you're using, but this one really worked with the Coastal Cabana. So we're going to take and we're going to cut this with our trimmer. Sorry, there's our trimmer. We're going to move I'm going to have our 11 inches in this direction, and we're going to cut at 5.5 inches. Okay, so we are cutting here to make an 11-inch by 5.5-inch tall piece. And now we're going to score, and I'm going to bring up my sheet that you guys can't see anymore, just so I have a guide here. We're going to score in on both sides. I like to give measurements where if you're going to do the same scores on each side, then let's just do a couple scores and remember them instead of trying to remember 4 different score lines, right? So, and then it's even too, it's more even. So I'm just going to give you 2 score marks. It's 1 3/4 inches. We're going to use our light blade for that. And then it's 3.5. And then we're going to flip it over and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. It is a happy color. I totally agree with you. It's a very happy color. Bright colors are happy colors. And then 3.5. There we go. Okay, so we have our 1 3/4, 3.5 on each side, and we're going to create our Z fold with that, right? So to do that, you're going to have mountain fold, valley fold, valley fold, mountain fold. Okay, this creates a mountain, this creates a valley, this creates a valley, this creates a mountain. And when you bring those score lines nice and crisp and flattened down and all of that, you make this Z fold, which is like a double Z fold because it's on 2 different sides. So we're just creasing that nice and crisp. And oops, oh look it doesn't meet in the middle. That's because we did not use 12 by 12 cardstock, which you could, but you don't need to with this card because we're going to cover it up with those strips. Again, it's a strip closure. Now, if you want to break the fibers even more, you're going to score in the other direction. This will help to make those folds a little bit more mobile because you're breaking the fibers in the paper just a little bit more. Does that make sense? Okay, so, and you could go either direction. So I would just, keep on scoring it because you want this to lie as flat as possible. Most of us do when we make cards. We want our creases to be nice and crisp. So we'll go with this. You can see it's still not completely flat, but that's because it's cardstock. It's not typing paper. Now we're going to cut our strips, and we're going to use this paper here. If I was going to do the strips that you normally see on these kind of strip cards, we would have to get a whole other sheet of cardstock. For this one, we do not. I tried to think of a creative way for us to use, sorry, I keep finding these little tiny fuzzies. Find a way so that you can use this cardstock up without going into another sheet. And here we go. So we're going to cut this at 4 1/8. Now, when you fold this down, it really should fold with 4 inches, right? But sometimes we have little microscopic changes. So here's the 4 inches that you see back there. But when I scored this, I purposely did a little microscopic change. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but I went just under each score line when I did it. So now do you see what's happened? We have a little bit of cardstock going beyond that edge. So I'm giving you measurements in case you do the same thing, all right? And even if you don't, even if you get it spot on and perfect, 4 1/8 will still work on an exactly 4-inch wide piece. You just have to add them on there differently, okay? Why do I have a circle in the middle of the screen? I don't know, Allison. You know what I would do? Come out or go out and then come back in. Yeah, everyone's like, I don't have that either. So I think sometimes we just glitch. Every piece of technology has a little glitch once in a while. So go back out, come back in. Yes. All right, we're gonna cut this at 4 1/8. Okay, so we're going beyond the 4 inches. We're gonna do the same thing with another piece. That gives us our 2 4 1/8 inch wide pieces. Now this piece, it's a little bit less, and on the on the directions, I gave you 4 1/8, right? But then I gave you a piece that would be left over that's a little bit over the 2 3/4. I think I wrote 2 7/8. Just know that this is a leftover layer that you can use, and it doesn't have to be perfect size, okay? So if you wanted this to be the exact, I might have to change that on the directions. If you want that to be the exact same layer, then you would cut these to 4 1/16. But we're not gonna do that anymore because we're moving along. Here we go. Now this one's gonna get cut down. It is 3 inches in this direction from here to here. We're gonna cut it into 2 pieces. We're gonna cut a 2 inch and a 1 inch piece. For this one, we're gonna leave it. Now it does give you cutting directions, but we're gonna leave it because again, when you prepare your base, you may be going a little off microscopically in the measurements. So we're just gonna leave this as is for now. And we're gonna start with these 2 pieces here. So you're gonna take the top one, which is gonna be your 2 incher, and we're gonna take our multi-purpose liquid glue. Now, if you feel better, you can use like a seal tape or something like that where you can peel it up later on and put it back down. I'm gonna be confident and use my multi-purpose liquid glue. And we're going to lay this piece next to this left side. This is the front of our card, left and right. This is our left side, and we're gonna lay it right next to it so that it's lined up at the top. That gives us a guide to know how far in to add this glue. So I'm just gonna make a little glue line, kind of in a little rectangular spot here. It doesn't have to be exact, just enough where you can, I'm gonna zoom in just a tad here, where you get some coverage there, okay? Then you lay this down in there so that you're covering up. And I'm glad I made it 4 1/8 because look at that, it's coming right to the edge here. Sometimes the cardstock also gets cut by the manufacturer slightly off, like a microscopic inch or so, right? So we're gonna lay that up there so that it's meeting at the top edge of the card. It's meeting here, it's looking nice and straight, everything looks great. It's only connecting to this left side. Now we'll work with this strip. So we're gonna go to this side instead. So this one's gonna connect over here, this one stays connected here, and then we're gonna connect here and here, okay? So if we're gonna glue over on this spot, we wanna flatten it down again, lay this right next to it so we know how far to go, grab our glue, and add just a little tiny rectangle in that spot. We'll lay this in place so that it's nice and close and touching the edge of the piece we just added. Not overlapping, just touching. Thanks, Cheryl. Yes, that glue holder, thank you for mentioning that, Tricia. This is from the Country Hive. It is really cool. It's their New Creatures line of glue holders. Now we have one other piece, and that's this one here that I told you not to trim yet. See how it's longer than the card? That's okay, we're gonna use our scissors. So that one is gonna be attached to this side, And we don't have to lay it next to it because we know that we have this much space left to add our last panel. So we'll just grab that and stick that right here so that everything's in line. You don't see any kind of edging coming out there. Just press it down. Don't overdo your glue. If you got seepage, you want to wipe it away so that you don't have things sticking where you don't want them to stick, okay? All right, so now you can see how that closure is going to work, right? Let's take and keep the card closed, flip it over, and we're going to do some trimming. You just take your paper snips and you put it right up to that edge there so that you can feel the edge, and you're going to cut. And if you want a long bladed scissors, that will give you a smoother cut sometimes. It depends on how shaky your hands are. But now we have our strip closure base. Okay. All right, next, let's go ahead and decorate the inside because that's a real easy panel to do. For that, you're going to need some designer paper. And we're going to cut, sorry for any noise that you may hear. My son has allergies. He likes to get up at the same time that I'm going live. We're going to pull out this bigger sheet. And then we're also going to pull out, I want to grab, I have all these scraps to use up, you guys. I have a scrap in here that is, and this is what I was trying to prepare before I went live. Obviously, I didn't get all the way prepared. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so we need that one too. So these are the two designer paper pieces that we want to use, the designs. And we're going to cut a designer paper piece that is 5 3/8 inches tall. We want it to fit in this spot with just a little light border. So I'm going to come in here and I am going to trim 5 3/8 inches from the bottom. Okay, and I'll zoom out so you can see. Hey Rhonda, better late than never, right? So we have at the 5 3/8. I don't know if you can see that measurement. Probably. Okay, and now we're going to trim. And we're going to cut this down even more. We're going to cut it to 7 1/8 inch wide. But we have to think about how this is going to lay inside of here. Okay, it's going to fill up this, and this panel in here. And so we can put it just like this, which is what I did on my other one. I did cut through the heads of these guys here, though, because I had to separate it at the score line. So I'm thinking a little further ahead here. I think I might trim it over, maybe take an inch off here first. Let's do that. So take an inch off. And now we're going to cut at 7 1/8 inch. So I'm extending the arm in my trimmer so I can go to the 7 1/8 inch mark for the full width. And it looks like these guys might get cut too, but they're smaller. Maybe not as noticeable. 7 1/8, and I'm going to check before I actually do it. Yes, that is right, Rachel. Okay. So here's that piece. We're also going to be using little portions from our leftover pieces for the front. So let's cut this one next. This one here needs to be, and this is our water paper, this one needs to be 4 inches by 5 1/8 inches tall. I already know that it's 4 inches because I pre-cut that. So 5 1/8. And that is for the front of our card. We need one other tiny piece, and that is from this paper. And now that we adjusted that front panel just a little bit, we're going to need to adjust the other pieces. So instead of having this one be, and I'm checking, 2 3/4 by, we're going to make it 2 3/4. Nope, we're going to make it 2 5/8, right? Because this is already 2 3/4. 2 5/8 in this direction by 2 7/8 in this direction. So 2 7/8. Okay, so it's that tall. Actually, let's do these little guys. I want to do them instead. 2 7/8. So we're keeping these little guys in there. 2 7/8 inches tall should fit in the height, and then we're going to cut just under this. So then we're going to cut that at 2 and I'm double checking again. I don't want to do this wrong. 2 5/8. You guys don't even see the measurements now anyway, so maybe if I have some time, I can quickly fix those so that you don't even have to think about what I previously had, unless you took a screenshot, but that will fit in there real well, just like that. So that is our last piece of designer paper. Let's trim this one up. Let's go ahead and trim this. This is the paper that's going to fit on the front on these panels. So we need a section here, here, and here. And I had you cut the whole piece at once because I want them all to come from the same section of the paper and look like they're flowing into one. So we're going to cut at 3 panels. Okay, I didn't write down what the measurements were for this. So if this piece is 2, we're going to go just under 2 at 1 7/8. The next piece is 1 inch tall, so we're going to go to 7/8. And then that's going to leave us with a piece that is 2 3/8 inches to fit into the 2.5 inch on the bottom. Keep these in order, like this. I just saw Marsha's comment. So Marsha is one of the demonstrators in my team, and we just did a fun fold, or we're doing a fun fold swap, and she did submit a card that is like this. And I had another one in my stash. This is done by Pat Frank, and it was another one that I had saved to do, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this kind of a fold. I changed it up though, Marsha. I left off the panel on the back side, made this longer so it fits into the envelope, and then I changed the sizes of these to accommodate the cardstock that we have. So just a few little changes. We're going to go ahead and add some adhesive all the way around. So thank you for the inspiration. Yes, when I saw your card, it reminded me of one that I had saved away. We're going to make sure that this is flowing, and then we'll add these in the panels. Again, keeping them in order, like that. See how they flow into each other? But you want to put them within the panels. And it looks like I got a little bit of a adhesive string there. Okay, usually that doesn't happen with seal adhesive. Usually your glue seeps out. And then this one goes here. And I can't show you Marsha's card, you guys, because we haven't done our swap yet. You'll just have to watch a future show and share, which I need to schedule. It's a really pretty one, Marsha. I love it. So there we have that. Next we have this little panel that's going to go on the front, but we want to put a little white base behind it. So that's why I had you get some extra white cardstock. And my extra white cardstock is going to be in the form of a 2-inch circle. So I'm punching that out with my 2-inch circle punch. And also we need a little strip of this, plus we need a panel behind this. And we're going to fancy it up because we're going to emboss it. So this panel, and again I need to do a quick adjustment here with my brain. We have 3 1/4. Okay, this one's going to be smaller. So 3 1/8 by 3 3/8. Got it. 3 1/8 by 3 3/8. This should work. Hopefully it'll work. And then we need a strip. Yes, it worked. Yay! Okay, and then the strip is going to be a 3/4 of an inch tall and about 2.5 inches. This is 3/4. Almost 3/4. Let me give you a trick here, guys. If you have a piece that is a little too tiny, just stick a little Post-it note on there, a little sticky note, hold it in place, and trim it up. Then you don't have to worry about having tiny little fingers. 2 1/4. Okay, so we have all of those pieces ready. We're going to emboss. So let's move our trimmer aside temporarily for now, and let's grab our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I'm using an embossing folder that is not 3D. The embossing folder that I have on the supplies works so well with this suite because it looks like water, right? It kind of has that same swirly look as the paper. So we're using the So Swirly embossing folder, not 3D. When it's not 3D, we don't have to worry about that extra gray plate, the die adapter, or not the die adapter, the embossing folder plate. But we need our paper. Here it is. So we need to stick our paper in here, and you can see through to make sure that it's in a place where you want it to be. And then we're just going to take our 2 cutting mats. We don't want the die adapter plate in there, just the cutting mats. And sorry that I'm using my scratchy ones. I didn't even think about how dirty they look. And then you start cranking. You don't have this bundle. You could make it work with other things too. Yes, Angie. If you have that whale DSP, that would be cool. The card that I'm going to share next Monday is using the lavender paper, the perennial lavender. And so you don't have to use the exact same suite, definitely, but you can apply the same fun fold to other products you have. So yeah, start thinking outside the box. What can you use, right? Okay, we have that panel ready. We're going to take and layer everything up. So I'm going to add this. And again, you could use the glue. You could use seal adhesive. I'm somebody who tends to pick up the seal adhesive before I pick up the glue. We're going to add this here in place. And then this is going to get added flat. You could put it on dimensionals, but my border piece of basic white is sort of tiny compared to, with the embossing on it. And I really want that embossing to show. So if I have it up too high, it tends to shadow that embossing. If I put it flatter, I can see more of the texture in that embossing. So that's how I'm adding it, all flat. The back panel, the one that's going to be connecting to your card, that one has to lie flat. But anything that you put on top, such as, now we're going to grab the stamps, such as the stamps, like a sentiment piece or whatever, we can take and we can raise that up onto dimensionals. So that's where the dimensionals come in. Here's our early espresso cardstock. I'm going to do a quick snip here, cut in to the middle of the left side, and then cut from that corner down to that incision, and then from this corner to that incision, and that's going to give me a nice little fancy banner there. And to have this show up a little bit better for you, we'll just put it under the Stampin' Pierce mat. Here we go. So ink up your stamp, stamp it down so that it looks centered. Photopolymer stamps, gotta love them. Totally clear, you can see right through them. There's our Love You Lots. This is going to go up on dimensional, so let's flip that over and add a dimensional here and here. And we'll just connect that to our panel already. We'll stick that maybe right in this spot here, like that. That's ready for the front of our card. We have a sentiment piece that we need to put on the inside of the card, and we could just leave it blank. Lots of cards can be left blank, so you have lots more room to write. But this sentiment needs to be added with these images. It's just like, you can't leave it out. It's so cute. And this is what it says. You're utterly amazing. Isn't that funny? I love it. So we have our sentiment piece, and we can start assembling. Oh, one more thing that we have to do is cut. We have to cut, time to cut this piece here. So I remember I said that we were going to leave that out. Here we go. So let's stick this back. Remember I said that I was going to put this aside temporarily? I'm bringing it back in, and we are going to cut some strips here because we have this panel, these 3 panels on the inside of the card. This panel here is 4 inches wide, and then we have a couple pieces that are 1 3/4 inches. So to do that extra little 1/16 of an inch all the way around, we want this panel to be 1 3/8. Nope, sorry, 1 5/8. Boy, Rachel, you are like not thinking straight on your measurements today. 1 5/8. Okay, we're going to cut there. Oh, we didn't cut through any faces, just a little nose. And then on the other side, do the same thing. 1 5/8. And that should leave this piece being just under the 4-inch mark. And it is, yay. Okay, so let's put these back together as a puzzle and add them to the inside. A little bit of seal in the corners. You can certainly add a lot more adhesive than I just did if you want to. By the way, we have a new rewards program that just began yesterday. It's still called Stampin' Rewards, but this rewards program is going to be generous to so many more people. $20 order is all you need to earn 10% back. You can't redeem that 10% on the order that you just placed, but you can redeem past rewards on an order you just placed. So it's kind of like a little loyalty thing, like Kohl's Cash, where you keep coming back, right? So if you place a $20 order today, you're going to have $20 in rewards to use the next time. You can save up your rewards and use them all at once, or you can use a little bit at a time, but you always want your subtotal to be $20 that you continue to earn, okay? So if you place a $20 order next time, don't use your $2 because then your order will be 18 and then you won't earn rewards on that one. You know what I mean? Okay, so new rewards program. Okay, see, isn't that cute? And then we can take this piece and we can add that to the middle just so that our sentiment stands out. But again, you could sign, you could write, you could even put writing on these tabs if you wanted to, or you could put it on the back side. There's the inside. Or because I stamped it up a little high, you could sign your name underneath it. We're going to close that down, and now we're going to add this piece. And we're going to do the same trick that we did before where we lay it next to it. And I want this to be so that this piece here goes through the center of this. So this is going to sit higher because this panel is shorter than this one. So as I'm looking at this, I want to add adhesive on the back side here and leave that inch in the middle free. You could take and add your adhesive here. In fact, I might do that with just these two spots here so that I know that I'm not going to go beyond. And then I could take more adhesive and go on the outer areas of these. When you have an embossed layer like this, sometimes it's hard to get some adhesive there. So here's another thing that you can do. You can take your multi-purpose liquid glue, open up the other end. And because I haven't used this end a lot, I'm just going to kind of like get it going just to kind of shake it. Might have to, nope, it looks like it's going to work. So just shake the glue down to the other end because I store it the other way, and then just get it moving. And now we have adhesive coming out. And because this has a nice smooth and wide section, I can take and run that across the top here, and it's going to sit on the upper portions of my embossed layer. See how you get like a nice even coating across your pieces that are sticking out? Pretty cool. So just know that you have two sides to that glue bottle. I have got adhesive here and here, so that's going to take care of the middle area, and then I've got some on the outer edges, and I'm going to lay that down nice and centered. And my embellishments are last, so let's pull those in. I don't have a full sheet, you guys. I love these. These are the oh, and I have two little stickers on there. These are the dragonflies and birds, or birds and dragonflies. Dragonflies and birds. And they're nice and flat, although we're going to give our dragonflies just a little bit of a lift. I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool. And I think that sheet is all out of dragonflies. I love my dragon. Oh my gosh, I have two left. Well, I guess I need to create some cards for birds. I'm going to take this dragonfly and I'm going to add it here. And this one is going to get added flying through the air up here. Then I'm going to take and smush them. And I'm going to take the other end of my Take Your Pick tool, grab the spatula, and get underneath one of the wings. Hold the middle of the dragonfly close and just kind of tilt and bend. Tilt and bend. And now you can see kind of like a little reflection in that dragonfly because it has it's not lying flat anymore, right? Get underneath there with the spatula. I have a stickiness on my spatula. Fold up and fold up. So my spatula wasn't getting under there very easily. But anyways, that is the finished card. And you can have people display it like that. You're utterly amazing. So cute. If you wanted to, you could use the backside for an extra panel to write on. So that is that card. Wow, yay! So exciting. And again, I call this the strip closure Z-fold, and you know why if you watched the beginning of the video. These will fit into our medium-size envelopes. We have a couple other announcements that I want to make sure I get to before we do prize drawings. I hope that you enjoyed that, by the way. Ooh, yes, wedding, anniversary, definitely. You could use this for lots of festive occasions where you need kind of more of a grand, impressive type of card. Birthdays, can you imagine balloons on the inside and maybe a tiny little balloon on the outside? The card that I share on Monday is going to be using, again, the perennial lavender paper. And so it's got more of the outside as kind of a decorative area and the inside is a little calmer. So you can switch out where your boom energy goes to on the card. All right, so we have a new catalog coming up. A new annual catalog is going to begin real shortly here. This is the new one. This is the older one. So this is going to be replacing it. And pretty soon you'll be ordering products from there. It doesn't mean that the products in the current annual are going to leave completely. It just means that that catalog is not the valid one anymore. The one in the new annual is going to be the valid one. There are items that are leaving though, and those are on the last chance list. If you go to the online store, so I'm going to pull that up so you can see it. You're going to go to stampinup.com, and again, I have to push a little button here. Hang on. There. Okay. So if you go to stampinup.com, see they already talk about the rewards program. And you're going to go to specials. Oh, you can't see it because my head's in the way. You're going to go in specials, and then you're going to go to last chance products. And you'll be able to see all the products that are leaving. You can sort them by high price to low price, A to Z. You can make it so that you can see 90 items at the same time. If I scroll too fast, this is going to close your eyes for just a minute. I'm going to go down to the bottom here. Wow, 4 pages still of 90 things. That's incredible. So yeah, that is happening. You can also go to, let's see, just shopping anywhere. Let's say you want to shop a specific thing, like shopping for embossing folders, dry embossing folders, and you want to see which dry embossing folders are going to be leaving. Just go to that section and you'll see, because they all have a little label. Every item that's leaving has a last chance label on it. If you're looking for something specific and it's showing, but it says currently unavailable, that means it's not gone, okay? If it's not showing, it's gone, just so you know. So just wanted to share that with you. What other news do I want to tell you about? So, oh, and on that note, things are leaving. Like, things are depleting quickly from the online store. I just want to tell you that. Like, every day there's like 5 or 6 more items that are gone. But there could be things that hang on for a long time, depending on Stampin' Up's inventory. So even though something is on the last chance list, it might still be available when the new catalog begins on May 6th, i.e. old in colors, right? Who knows? So just keep that in mind. There is an incentive that demonstrators are earning right now. It's called the April Sales Challenge, and we're earning this pink tote. If you are interested in becoming a demonstrator, you can get the starter kit and you can be in on that challenge if you'd like to. Just so you know, that is happening. And then upcoming lives, I have a list in front of me. My next live will be in 2 days on Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time, and be showing another fun fold, which I'm calling the pop-up layer easel card. And I got the idea from a card that was gifted to me that it just was like, wow, that is so cool. And I saw another card that was gifted to me another time too, and they use the same idea. I don't know the exact name of this type of pop-up card, but that's what I'm calling it for this video. So imagine what that will be. And then next Wednesday, we'll be diving into, hopefully, alternates for the paper pumpkin kit that is shipping to all of us subscribers right now. I don't have mine. Usually I get it like 2 nights before I need to demonstrate it. So cross my fingers that I get it early enough where I can create with it. That will be next Wednesday. And then I have a members only video coming up on Sunday evening, the 27th at 7 p.m. Central Time. So if you are a supporting member of my channel, yay, we're going to have a fun card for that too. That's it for announcements. I think I told you everything. So let's go to prizes really quick. I am going to scoot that out of the way. Okay, so last week's live, we had, after live, we had some people that commented in the video after the live was done. So from all those commenters that commented afterwards, we are doing a prize drawing. We didn't have as many comments as normal, so I only drew one name, okay? You got to comment away or we don't have extra chances. But our winner for the after live comments, there we go. It is Alicia Thomas. Alicia, congratulations to you. You're going to get a packet of designer paper, like retired designer paper, 48, I think that's 48 sheets. I better pull up my sheet to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Yep, 48 sheets of random designer paper for Alicia Thomas. So congrats to you, Alicia. You need to reach out to me, though, at my email address. Make sure. Oh, and see, my buttons just don't work, you guys. This is crazy. Here I am again. So make sure that you reach out to me at rachel@stampyourartout.com so that I can get your prize to you. If you don't claim it, I don't send it. You have to be watching, okay? Also, I have some past names to share with you, and you only get a month to claim your prize, you guys. So these people need to act fast. Debbie Lovejoy, you have a prize coming to you. Diane Dayton, Lola Miller, Lynn Hunt Phones, Nancy Brown, Linda Atkins, Judy Frank. Got lots of prizes that haven't been claimed. So reach out to me at rachel@stampyourartout.com. And then Trisha is going to draw some names, but let me tell you what the prize is. So the prize, where did I put it? Oh, here they are. We have some stamp sets. I've got some things that are leaving my inventory. And so Courage and Faith, Poised Peony, Friendly Seagulls. Those are your choices, you guys. So if you reach out to me and you're one of the names drawn by Trisha today, she's going to draw 2 winners here, then email me right away at rachel@stampyourartout.com so that you can claim that prize. I think that is it. I'm just going to wait for Trisha to bring up the names, which I don't think she's drawn yet, so timing. There's like this delay on live. Do you guys know that? So sometimes when I see your comments, they're like way after when, oops, disappeared here. There we go. Nope, that's not going to do it. Nope, that's not going to do it. I don't know what's happening. Stupid camera. Okay, there it is. Thank you, Trisha. The winners are Helene Knight and Allison Chittenden. Yay! Congratulations to you both for being our live comment winners. Congratulations. Reach out to me again at stampyourartout@Comcast. I'm sorry. Sorry, let me tell you it again because I have a new email. Yes, congratulations. Congrats, you guys. That's so awesome. You're so sweet. This is the email address. There it goes. I'm going to contact Switcher Studio today and say, hey, what's happening to my app? It's not working. Rachel@stampyourartout.com. I do have 2 email addresses, but I'm trying to move everybody over to this one now. So, and thank you to all of you who came. Thank you to my live viewers. Thank you to those of you that are watching afterwards too. I appreciate all of you, and I would love it if you gave the thumbs up, if you would continue to come back, subscribe, adjust your notifications so that you get notified when I'm going to go live. And I hope that you do return. I hope that you had fun today. That is it. So I'll let you all go. Thanks, everybody. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.